Sophie had always imagined marriage as a grand adventure, full of passion and excitement. But after 8 years with Mark, it felt more like a well-rehearsed play, predictable, safe, and utterly stagnant. They loved each other, of course, but the fire had dulled, the spontaneity had faded, and Sophie couldn't shake the feeling that there had to be more to life than the routine they had built. It started as a small thought, an intrusive whisper in the back of her mind. What if she took some time away? What if she stepped back and figured out if this marriage was really what she wanted? At first, she pushed it aside. Mark was a good man, steady, kind, and dependable. But that was part of the problem. She wanted something different, something thrilling, and as the thought took root, it became impossible to ignore. One evening, over dinner, she finally voiced it. "I think I need a break." Mark looked up from his plate, fork frozen mid-air. "A break?" "Yeah, just some time to myself, to clear my head, to figure out what I really want." He set his fork down carefully. "So, you don't want a divorce? Just space?" "I don't know. I just know that I need something different for a while." She expected resistance, maybe anger, maybe pleading, but Mark simply nodded. "If that's what you need." His calm acceptance unsettled her. She had imagined a passionate argument, something that would remind her that they still had a spark worth fighting for. Instead, he let her go. That night, she packed a small suitcase and checked into an Airbnb across town. At first, the freedom was intoxicating. She went out with friends she hadn't seen in years, flirted with strangers, and relished the feeling of being untethered. No one to check in with, no expectations, just pure independence. Days turned into weeks, and for a while, she convinced herself she'd made the right decision. But then she started to notice something. Mark never called. He never texted to ask how she was doing, or to suggest they meet up and talk. It was as if he had simply accepted her absence and moved on. Curiosity turned to unease. She had assumed he would wait, that he would miss her, that he would be lost without her. But the silence stretched on, and an unfamiliar feeling settled in her chest. Had she made a mistake? One night, unable to shake the nagging worry, she decided to drive past their house, just to see. The lights were on. She pulled over a few houses away, heart pounding. The curtains were drawn open, something she never did when she lived there. And inside, standing in the kitchen, was Mark, laughing, pouring a glass of wine for a woman who leaned casually against the counter. Sophie's stomach clenched. The woman was younger, effortlessly beautiful, with long, dark hair that cascaded down her back. She moved around the kitchen like she belonged there, like she had always been a part of that home. Sophie grabbed her phone with trembling fingers and typed out a message. "Can we talk?" Minutes passed. Then her phone buzzed. Mark. "I don't think that's a good idea." She stared at the screen, rereading the words over and over. He wasn't asking her to come back. He wasn't even hesitating. She had taken a break, assuming Mark would wait. He hadn't. She had wanted freedom. He had given it to her. And in doing so, he had freed himself too.